Welcome to Over the Bars, the Supercross podcast that I've been waiting for. My name is Allison, and with me once again is Steven. How are you today, Steven?
I'm great. I'm feeling really Steven.
Great. So we just watched Anaheim 2. By far, probably the best race of this season, although, of course, it's only the third race, but two really exciting main events.
Yeah, I thought it was super entertaining.
So let's just get right into talking about the races, right? So the 250 main event.
Yeah, it was really good. We saw a lot of aggressive racing, really exciting racing, especially by one of our favorite riders, Tyler Bowers.
Tyler Bowers led most of the race.
Yeah, he did. And we had seen a little bit of his aggressive attitude in the first heat race. He was kind of behind and went up on Richardson, knocked him over, and ended up going from 6th place to 3rd place.
And that's in the heat, and then he was behind again after the whole shot in the main event, but then eventually caught up to 2nd place, and he was behind. Who was it that he was behind the whole time? He was behind
Jesse Nelson.
Jesse Nelson, Mr. Pizzazz himself.
Yeah, Jesse Nelson. Unfortunately, he really looked like he was poised to win the race, but he took a spill.
Yeah, they had this. It was an interesting track this week. They had two kind of features that we don't normally see, one of which they were calling it the over-under, right? So it was basically this high
It was a bridge.
ramp. Yeah, it was a bridge. It was a bridge that was going over another piece of track. So you could, at one point they went over the bridge, at one point they went under the bridge.
Yeah, and they would fly over the bridge too.
Yeah, it was
usually would not even hit the top of it, just right over it.
Yeah, it was really steep, but then right before it they had like a really steep jump. So basically they could jump the entire bridge. But Jesse Nelson, unfortunately, on one of his laps, when he was leading in first place, he kind of clipped the back end of the bridge and took a spill.
Yeah, that was on the 7th lap, and he went over the bars, and instead of finishing first, he ended up finishing 6th in the race.
Right, and that gave Bowers the lead at that point.
Yeah, and but the race took another turn because
It did.
Bowers, as aggressive as he is, he finally got a taste of his own medicine.
That's right. Cooper Webb caught up to him, pushed him off the track, just like Bowers had done earlier in the heat race.
Yeah, it was an amazing race by Cooper Webb. Yeah, he had started out the race way back in 12th, did not have a good start, and made his way through the pack and finally took first on the final lap by aggressive pass on Bowers.
It did knock Bowers into a tough block off the race, off the course.
Yeah. So Bowers ended up finishing 2nd, and it was Cooper Webb who ended up being the winner.
I will give this to Bowers. He, he said that he's not there to ruffle any feathers. He's not going to be pushed around. But when they interviewed him after the race, he was not bitter at all about what happened. I mean, he took
was
it
a good
in stride.
sport. He really was. He jokingly referred to Webb as a punk, but I guess they're training partners, so that was all in good fun. And he actually really had really more words to say about himself, because he said that once he took the lead in the race, he said he raced like a little girl.
Yeah, he was leading for a long time. So he had plenty of opportunity to stay out front, but Webb just caught right up to him.
Yeah,
it took him the whole race, but he caught up to him.
Bowers just kind of made a bunch of little mistakes, which gave an opportunity for Webb to take advantage and take him out.
Yeah, so I guess Cooper Webb and Bowers are friends, but it can be like a friendly rivalry.
Mm-hmm. Unlike his other rivalry with Cincerulo.
Who?
Cincerulo.
You mean Chimichanga? Adam Chimichanga, who's not racing this year.
Chimichanga?
Yeah, Adam Cockroacha. What's his name?
Adam Chinchilla?
Adam Chinchilla.
Well, I guess the best thing we can say about Cooper Webb is that we can pronounce his name.
We can, yeah. So for that reason, maybe we should just go ahead and award Cooper Webb the platitude for this week for winning the race and also for having a name that we can pronounce.
Congratulations, Cooper Webb. You are Anaheim 2 platitude winner.
Excellent. All right, so that 250 main event, that was probably the best single race that we've seen so far the entire season. I mean, lots of drama. It was passing. The lead changed like 3 or 4 times. But the 450 race had its own share of drama.
Yeah, tons of drama. Before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit more about all the crashes we saw because we did see some spectacular crashes.
That's true.
Um, I think when we were watching the 250, we saw Aldridge basically fly along the track while holding on to his handlebars. That
Yeah,
was nothing short of
in the
amazing.
whoop section, right?
Yeah, yeah, and amazingly, they said that he wasn't hurt, although it was a spectacular crash.
Yeah,
I think the worst of the year that I've
literally,
seen.
one point he was off his bike, kind of completely, horizontal to the
He was
ground,
Supermaning it.
as the bike was just plowing forward. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then when we got to the 450 race, we had Andrew Short, who appeared to take the whole shot, and then a few laps in, he suddenly crashed, and that was pretty
hmm
miserable too. And unfortunately, he ended up taking out Anderson, who was in, I think, in second place at that point. And that was unfortunate because it took Short out of the race, and Anderson ended up finishing seventh.
So who won the race?
It ended up being Ken
Ken
Roxon.
Roxon took the lead early, and just like Villapoto,
Just like Villapoto, he just really just took the lead and ran with it.
yeah, we no one even got into a few seconds of him. Although Dungy was charging.
Dungey was charging. It looked like he might catch up to him, but he made just a small mistake, and that was it.
Yeah,
Roxon was the winner.
yeah, that was it. Dungy, he had to pass Reed and Millsap. So once again, seeing a little bit of aggressiveness from Dungy, that was always great to see. All the way he had to, charge past everybody to get into second place, but those mistakes held him back.
Yep, and so he's remains second in the championship, 12 points behind Roxon.
Right.
And third place actually went to Eli Tomac, winner of last week's race, and
Yeah.
it was good to see him back up on the podium. Although he still has to play a lot of catch up because as long as Roxon is winning races, it's going to be it's going to take a little bit for him to get back up there.
Yeah, the points gap, I mean, it's just growing. It's not getting narrower if you don't beat Roxon.
No, it's not. So at this point, early on, it looks like Roxon's the favorite to win the championship.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. I mean, he's winning, he's strong, he's fast. But we mentioned there was some drama in this race.
Yeah, major drama from Chad Reed.
So much so that they even awarded him the officials awarded him with the black flag. Now, what is the what is the black flag?
You know, the award named after the infamous 1980s LA hardcore band Black Flag.
There's a Supercross award named after the band Black Flag.
You have that great song called Revenge. You know that one?
Revenge, yeah. I can't think of progress when just around the corner there's a bed of cold pavement waiting for me. Revenge.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's so appropriate that Chad Reed got the Black Flag for his racing incident between him and Trey Kennard, especially considering.
Chad Reed is 32 years, 10 months, and 2 days old.
Right, not exactly what you think of the youth-filled Black Flag kind of audience.
Yeah, maybe not. But let's talk about what happened. What happened, Steve?
Okay, so
So Black Flag. What did
so
Black
Black
Flag
Flag,
do?
Mr. Reed, Black Flag. He was just slower than everybody else. He was up in fourth place, but everybody was passing him. Dungy passed him, and then Kennard caught up to him, and Kennard was clearly going faster.
Yeah, Kennard was going faster, but then he did end up making a mistake.
Well, Kennard did, yeah. Well, they both went over a jump, and Kennard just plowed into the back of Chad Reed, kind of mid-air almost, or right before they landed.
Yeah, so they both went down, but both did get up with Kennard kind of leading the way.
Yeah, Kennard a little quicker, and they went around a turn.
Mhm.
And then Chad Reed, he took revenge, which is where the Black Flag song comes in.
Yeah, he took revenge, and it was right in front of an official, and so they ended up giving him the Black Flag, which meant that he was ejected from the race.
Chad Reed, so just completely out of the race. Didn't get to finish, was awarded 0 points. Basically, that takes him out of championship contention now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I looked up an interview that happened after the race because I saw them on the field there. It looked like they were kind of chatting together after the race. So apparently, Trey Kennard he went up to Chad and said, "Why would you do that?" And Chad said that he was an idiot for jumping on him. And then Trey said, "Dude, I didn't mean to do that." And Trey said he was still ranting and raving, so I told him he was a crybaby, the biggest crybaby in the sport, and then I went away.
I love it. And then he went away. And you know who needs to go away at this point? I think Chad Reed needs to go away. I mean, he's out of the championship. What does he have left for him this season? Just more tears and cries. And you know what? He's from Australia, and Australia really is a magical place. Yeah, we have a friend named Josh who's from Australia, and let's hear from Josh why there's nothing else like Australia.
There's nothing like Australia because of Paul Hogan's big long croc.
Paul Hogan, Mr. Crocodile Dundee. I guess he has a really big croc.
He has a huge crocodile.
Huge, as Josh would say.
A huge one.
That's right. And, you know, there's other people that think there's nothing like Australia. In fact, the entire country of Australia just insists. So Chad Reed would just have a great time there, going home, hanging out. Let's hear what else we know about Australia.
There's nothing like it, is there? No.
There's nothing like the sunrise, that first wave of the day.
The trip along the coastline.
It's right across the bay.
There's nothing like this ancient place.
The sunset from a camel.
This organism.
This spittleball. Oh, this dark-billed mammal.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Everybody, there's nothing like the people here, or here, or here, or there. My mates up here, my friends down there. There's nothing like this bear. There's nothing like this giant shrub. This rock, this fish, these birds. There's nothing like these furry things that bounce around in herds. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like this wondrous land from Darwin to Bass Strait. There's nothing like the people here where everyone's your mate. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia. So Chad Reed, let's go back to Australia.
Let's go back to Australia, Chad Reed.
Enough of you.
I mean, it just sounds like a magical place. They're calling your name.
The diamond earrings grow on trees.
Yes, they do. Back in good old Australia. All right. So that was exciting. And like I said, I think we're going to see some good, exciting races if this is the precedent that we're setting. So next week, we're going to be in Oakland.
Oakland, California. Sticking in California. What does Ma'am know about Oakland, California?
Let's hear what Ma'am has to say.
Hi, Steve, Allison, and Supercross fans. I have one word for you this week: earthquake. I remember watching the 1989 World Series on TV and witnessing the first earthquake ever broadcast on live TV in the San Francisco and Oakland area. So, fans, if you feel the earth move under your feet, get out of there before the walls come a-tumbling down.
Whoa, talk about dramatic.
It is going to be dramatic next week.
So Oakland, that'll be the first of 2 races. So I'm totally excited. I just wish that we could get Jeff to watch it with us.
I know. So last week, what did Jeff ask for? He wanted information on a rider named Jesus Charlie.
Yeah, Jesus
Charlie, yeah, and a French rider, I think. And he didn't make the race this week.
No, he didn't. He didn't qualify. But I will say we did see one qualifier we haven't seen all season. We've been looking forward to, privateer named
Scotty Winterstrom, one of my absolute favorite racers. He never wins. He very rarely, I guess, even qualifies, and he never hardly ever gets into the main. But I love following him in the heat races.
Yeah, he's definitely one to watch.
So he didn't make it. No Jesus Charlie, but we did have some Winterstrom this week. So that was great to see him.
So let's find out what it would take to get Jeff to watch Oakland 1 with us.
An autograph from Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. Who is she?
Star Wars.
Star Wars Carrie Fisher? Oh,
yeah.
well,
Well, I would assume that's...
Yeah.
the Carrie Fisher he's referring to.
Dragon Con isn't in Atlanta this week, so I don't think we'll be able to get that.
Yeah, that may be
Not in person
months
anyway.
away in September. Well, I'll check eBay.
eBay, yeah, we could probably get. I'm sure there's like tons of autographs by her from eBay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
why does Jeff like Carrie Fisher so much?
Well, she's an attractive woman in her 60s.
That is his type.
That is definitely his type. So anyway, guys, it was really great to discuss the race today, and we're going to take things out with an Australian band called UV Race, and this is a song called Unknown Pleasures.
Thanks, everybody. Follow us on Twitter at SXOverTheBars.
Rolling round the city on a motorbike, smoking ciggies, looking alright. I can't touch him, he's at the top. I can't touch her, I'm not at the top. Bad scene, or singing for a cop. Bad dream, I can see no future.